So Matt, of course, is in another location again. And so I have to say again, where in the world is Matthew Wood tonight?
Where is Waldo?
Right?
Well, I am in Southeast Portland, I believe. Is that correct? My hostess is just walking in, my friend here. So, yeah, and it's a very pleasant time to be here because it's not raining, it's not damp and cold, and the spring is starting, and the tree buds really opened up today, and there's just greenery all over the place. And I would say, it was 3 weeks ago, maybe I was in Ashland, Oregon, and just a little teeny flowers starting there. And Jolie actually announced she found some spectacular wildflowers on the Botany for Herbalists website or Facebook page that she and I both are associated with, but that's just kind of a free discussion community place there. Okay, so this is a really interesting topic for me because I see my evolution here. I began, it's just, you might say, backyard herbalist. Well, I mean, I had a lot of experience. I was a professional herbalist for 15, 20 years when I wrote there'll be a handout. Yeah, as far as notes and stuff, there's a good handout, Herbal First Aid, that should be in our library, and actually be a good little booklet. I'll have to get it ready like that sometime. But in addition to that, there is also a section on in the extracellular matrix on wound healing, and that kind of shows how much more I've learned and come to appreciate. And really, here is one of the areas where I do feel like science has helped me understand more, even though I'm not a great fan of science. There's just a lot of understanding that I have that I didn't have before. So that's also available, my writings on the extracellular matrix. And so I recommend both of those. Now, I feel, you can really save life and limb in extreme cases with first aid knowledge. In everyday stuff, you're not going to have that much. Hopefully you're not going to have catastrophic injuries and things like that to deal with. But I know that some of you have used Yarrow to stop bleeding really with serious cuts and stuff. I know this because I posted 2 years ago or so on my website, my personal website. We ought to get that up, Tara, perhaps sometime resuscitate that. I had just cut my finger with a saw foam and took off about half an inch, about 3/8 of an inch wide, and it spurted bleeding. But my saw was close to the cabinet, the herb cabinet. So I ran in, I grabbed a dirty paint rag, put it over so it wouldn't get blood all over my finger, ran into the herb cabinet, put Yarrow on it. That was alcohol tincture, but boy, I didn't even notice it burning because of the pain or whatever, or the shock, or just the general excitement of the moment. And then I went to the kitchen and wrapped it up with something or other, and it stopped bleeding. And about 45 minutes later, it started again, and that was it. It never started bleeding again because the Yarrow stopped it. And we just have sensational case histories, really, with Yarrow, which is named Achillea. We might as well start. We'll start with Yarrow. It's just, if there's one herb to know in this whole section, it would be Yarrow. And it's named after Achilles, Achillea millifolia, million-leafed Achilles plant, Achillea. And it's said that Achilles learned this plant directly from the highest medical authority in the world, Chiron, the centaur, and that he is supposed to have said, as he was dying from the wound to his ankle, "If only I had my herb, I would survive." And he must have been out in the desert or something, because boy, Yarrow is almost everywhere. So at any rate, that's how historically, that's the actual history. It comes down to us called Herba militaris, military herb, called carpenter's weed or carpenter's friend. I think that's my favorite topic. And gee, my hostess, you must have some stories. You've used it probably.
Well, I remember your story about it starting bleeding. Wasn't it Yarrow that started the bleeding?
Well, that's interesting.
For the woman that sat on it?
Yes. Okay. Yeah. So herbs normalize between two extremes. So that was a very early learning when I was a little shop clerk at Present Moment Herbs about 1985, 82, 83. And a woman came in and told me how she had not bled for 3 months. She was not pregnant, and she sat on a little tuft of yarrow overlooking Lake Superior on the north slope of Minnesota there, looking down into Lake Superior, a beautiful place you'd want to sit. And boom, she started bleeding. So it starts it. And actually, one of my advanced students yesterday was telling a story how a woman who needed it really for deep blood purification, she had darkish blue-black, here we are, spots on the sides of her tongue, which would be the periphery of the body, and it actually caused bleeding there too. Oh my. Oh yeah. Well, here there's not. Well, it has this little tuft, like a tabletop, almost like, yeah, you've kind of cut them up there. That's okay. Yeah. Yeah.
I have the photo of your finger if you'd like to show that cut.
Yeah. Okay. Right.
Okay. I'm taking a moment to warn people if they do not like seeing wounds, and then also first I'm going to show the sponsor of this broadcast is, see the background image?
Oh, yes. Right.
I just knew that you would be mentioning Yarrow right off the bat.
Yep.
Okay, just a moment. I have to find the other image. I had to share that.
Yeah. Very intuitive. See, it's good, best to have, oh my God, yes, right. Okay. Yeah,
Yep.
at the time, it did not look so bad to me because I was like, oh, I can deal with that. But there it is. I mean, that's the funny thing about Yarrow is that you can have a cut and you look down into it and it's like, well, there's no blood there. It would be gushing out blood if you didn't use the Yarrow. But if you put Yarrow and you're looking down into the two sides of the cut and it's like, hey, where's the blood? And I mean, this is time and time again. People have had this experience. So
And that's later, right?
That's after some time. I can't remember how long. And yep, okay.
Oops. There we go.
Yeah. A good friend there up in the, yeah.
It says 2 weeks and 2 days.
Okay, wow. Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty impressive.
Pretty darn good.
And like I say, it never bled again. We have many people, I'm sure, with experience of Yarrow.